How does Vinti spend her rare days off in this final part of the Without a Wind trilogy? Why, training her calligraphy skills, of course, since our protagonist needs to focus if she is to ever truly master the art. Something that is put on hold the moment she notices rumors of a ghost sighting. Unsurprisingly, her interest actually lies entirely with how it is supposedly calligraphy related rather than the spiritual aspect. So Vinci immediately boards a plane to Singapore to prove that she ain't afraid of no ghosts. Except those things aren't real, right? Guess we're about to find out, courtesy of a joint effort between Vinci and a returning character. Exelia, the calligraphy celebrity from Without Within 2, is back, and with more screen time too. Which is good, as she does make for a great, well, whatever she is to Vinci. Sidekick? Rival? Friend? It's both complicated and a little confusing. Whatever the case, the two are off to solve this mystery, come what may. Which, unsurprisingly, is a lot. Perhaps even more than they know what to do with. But you know what's better than two heads? Three, obviously. And so Tai, a fellow calligrapher, joining them before long is quite the blessing. Only, does she actually intend to figure out the deal with this supposed ghost, or are her interests strictly calligraphy related? Vinci may be jealous of Exelia because she is so far ahead, and yet this pales compared to Tai's harsh words for Exelia's creations. Which in turn leads to our poor protagonist being struck with the overwhelming sensation of how she'll never catch up to her peers. In fact, this is a bit of a recurring theme. Friendships forged through rivalries can be equally fragile and strong, depending on how one balances the pursuit of glory with staying on the path. But who's to say which path is the right one? With few exceptions, there are no do-overs in life. Some mistakes can be fixed with a heartfelt apology, although finding the emotional strength to even offer one can be a gargantuan task. It is good to have aspirations, to strive to better oneself or hone a craft. But make no mistake, those can come at a high cost. Now, while they're supposed to be working the ghost sighting, Vinci wouldn't be Vinci without playing the part of a tourist, taking in the sights during this third entry. I suspect that also goes for Exelia, although given that she has traveled more than Vinci ever will, her disinterest in various landmarks is understandable. Even though I'm sure our protagonist wouldn't mind spending days just taking in the sights, there is still a mystery to solve. A spooky one involving the death of Kiki, a calligrapher, and you better believe it is quite the roller coaster, in a good way. In fact, once the credits rolled, I wasn't ready for it all to end. I wanted more. Something tells me that isn't in the cards though, which is a shame. Because while undeniably bittersweet, this final Vinci outing was genuinely memorable and enjoyable. Just don't forget to play the first two before you embark on the journey that is Without Within 3, or Vinci will be sad. You do not want to make Vinci sad.